Hey YouTube, this is Sensation reporting in for another review. Today we're going to be reviewing Intermountain ES44ACs. Well, except for one of them is not an ES44AC, one of them actually is an ES44DC, but we're going into that later. For right now though, we've got 4 of them just sitting here ready to be reviewed. I bought the Conrail first. Or no, what should I buy first? But anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I bought 4 of these. I've actually bought a few more of these, but that's for a later project. I bought these because I fell in love with the ES44ACs, and I only had 3 of them on my layout, and not one of them was a Union Pacific ES44AC, and I was upset about that. So I went around on eBay and searched for a Union Pacific ES44AC until I finally found the one I wanted, which is 7964. The 5000th GEVO, which I was pretty happy about. Now this comes standard with lock sound. I'm not entirely sure what version it is. It's not a bad sound file though. That one also has lock sound. That one has tsunami sound, and this one is just DCC. So the Conrail unit, when I got it, I didn't know it had tsunami sound in it. I knew it sounded familiar because of the Athearn Genesis ES44AC I used to own. So I recognized the sound file immediately on that one when I put it on the track. And it sounds pretty good. However, I am partial to lock sound for diesels, and I gotta say, the lock sound file is quite a lot better than the tsunami sound file, especially for ES44AC. So I'm hoping if George Bogatak sees this video, he goes out and records some new sounds for the ES44AC, because that would be nice to have. Moving on with some more of these. If you know anything about CSX, you will know the main thing on their trucks, on their bogies, is they are steerable. Unfortunately, on the Intermountain model, at least on this version, on this one, these are standard Union Pacific style trucks. And it's like the same way on both sides as well. It's the same thing. These are UP style trucks. And what's interesting is, on the Sava Transport model, which happens to be 1982, these are the steerable trucks that CSX uses. So anyway, these are the steerable trucks that CSX tends to use more often. And that's because they just, I don't know, they prefer the steerable truck. Another thing you notice is this lip way back here on these two. Right? You see that? I'll try to get the camera in here. So this lip, no lip, no lip. Now it's not hurting the model to do that. This is actually prototypical for these types of engines. Let me see here. So you can see right here, it does say ES44AC. Now, normally when they have 2 of these grates right here, it usually means the ES44DC. But could be wrong. It could very well be wrong. Sorry for my arm being in the way. But so it's not wrong. So it's technically right. However, anyone who models Conrail or anything prototypically, unlike me, will know Conrail never owned any ES44ACs. This is a fantasy scheme painted locomotive that Intermountain likes to do. They've done New York Central, Santa Fe. I think they did a BN, did a Burlington route, did Conrail. They did quite a few others in different fantasy schemes for multiple runs. I happened to come across the Conroe one because I figured, yeah, that'll pull my Triple Crown train. Only then to have my Triple Crown train get extended by 48 cars. So anyway, there's that. So the whole reason why I wanted to give a review of all 4 of these at the same time is because these are probably some of my favorite locomotives out there. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big Intermountain guy. I love Intermountain, or so than Scale Trains, but Scale Trains is still nice. Don't get me wrong. But for the market, well, in the market currently, I've got to say Intermountain is probably the best bet for ES44ACs. Now, there are, I guess you could say there are 3, I'm counting here, hang on, give me a minute. Yeah, there are 3 companies that come to mind when you think of an ES44AC. There's Intermountain, MTH, and Athearn Genesis. Well, I happen to have the MTH version of an ES44AC right here as well. As you can tell, it's got the CSX style trucks on it as well, all the way around. Now, this model is quite a lot heavier. It's really hard to tell on camera how much heavier it is, but when you pick this engine up, it is a lot heavier. It's got a lot more weight to it. It's got these standard MTH proto auto release couplers on it, which are garbage, really, but they worked fine for just having it here. See if I can now get this in a way to where I can see everything. Okay, so now this is the MTH model. Intermountain. I guess so. There was Tower 55, and then Tower 55 sold their mold to Athearn Genesis, and then Intermountain has been making the ES44AC, I think, ever since the ES44AC was actually first announced as a locomotive that railroads could actually buy and run, which is nice, which is cool. They have made a ton of them. As you can see, they've made well over 5,000 GEVOs. This is actually a real unit, so for those that don't know, the 7964 is really faded, and you can barely read the lettering, the blue decals all over the locomotive. So with the CSX model, it is just DC. Now, on most of these, or actually on all of these, the number boards are illuminated, so you can see the number boards at night. And then the other thing is, you can also see, well, the number boards are in 2 different positions. You have on the nose and on top of the cab. And you can also see there's 2 different PTC arrays as well. There's the PTC array, which is what we see mainly on locomotives, and then these I'm not entirely certain what they are. I think they're still PTC array, but not entirely certain. So if someone actually knows what these are called, please leave it in the comments down below, because I don't know. I just call them PTC arrays, and that's what I leave it at. They're also so Intermountain has been making brass-like quality locomotives for quite some time now, and Intermountain has been pretty much knocking every single engine out of the park. However, these engines are extremely light. They don't weigh a whole lot. They look great going down the track, but you need quite a few of them to pull what just one of these monsters can pull. So the MTH one, which is this Ferrosaur one, can pull roughly 50 cars, 50, 60 cars by itself. And to do that with an Intermountain engine, you'd need probably 4, which I guess you could say is technically realistic. For a small layout, it's realistic, but for a layout such as mine, which is medium, having 4 locomotives on the head end, just, yeah, no. I run about maybe 2 or 3. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the sounds of these locomotives, at least 7964 and 1976 to start off. So we'll go ahead and hear the bell on 1976. And the horn. Then we'll do the same for 7964, the bell first. And the horn. Now, I know you all saw those ditch lights flashing on 7964, which is technically incorrect for the UP. I'm okay with it. Now, I know both of you are thinking, you're all thinking, oh, hey, you can run these two together. Yes, I can. But I have to speed match them first because they are not speed matched whatsoever. However, the one thing I will give kudos for, kudos. Well, kudos. Anyway, is very well done to Intermountain for using LEDs on every light on that locomotive. Every single light on an Intermountain engine is an LED. How great is that? You don't have to do anything to the locomotive. Nothing. Don't have to add lights. Don't have to make them LEDs. Don't have to put resistors on LEDs and any of that, all that. No, they're already LEDs. That's great. That's fantastic. And it's just cool to listen to them idle because both of them have a way different idle sequences at least. Like on some of them you can hear the spitter valve going off, you can hear the air compressor whoop going. It's really cool, it's fun, it's awesome. I really do love Intermountain ES44ACs. I will always say they are the best ES44AC out there for detail-wise. Detail-wise, they're best. They are some of the best. Now, with MTH, though, I gotta give MTH credit. They have produced some really nice ES44ACs, specifically the GE-CX 2010. Which is probably their best one yet to this date, because that's the one with all the green shiny lights that go on. Makes it look like a UFO going down the rails. Yeah, that one. That's what I'm talking about. It's really cool. But Intermountain, I think Intermountain just beats them on details, and also the fact that MTH uses their Proto Sound 3. in their GVOs, because yeah, it's MPH, and why use anyone else's sound? However, you can buy the DCC ready version of that one. You can buy the DCC ready versions of all 5 of these locomotives. However, you will be paying the price for this one. That one is really hard to find. The other thing I should point out with the Sava Transport one is, I'm pretty sure this is actually a real-life locomotive, which Intermountain got correct. It's got rear ditch lights, which are wired separately. Very awesome job indeed, Intermountain. Very, very well done. And if that weren't enough detail, those steps are see-through. Yeah. See-through steps. Now, Athearn just said they are putting see-through steps on their locomotives. Why haven't they been doing this from the start, since Intermountain's been at this for the same amount of time as Athearn Genesis has been? So what's taken Athearn Genesis so long to do etched metal steps? Now, you may have heard the Lock Sound one, which is 7964, refiring. So 7964 actually has a timer on it to where after I think about 20 to 30 seconds of just idling, or 45 seconds, this one will shut down, and then if it's still on track power, it'll refire up after about 30 seconds or after about a minute of being off. It'll refire. So it's kind of cool. Not something you want to deal with, but it's kind of cool, because if, let's say you have to leave the train, let's say you have to let the train sit, let another train go by, while another train takes a while to go by, your engine's going to shut down on you. That's not prototypical. However, you can do this with a couple CD changes and it'll stop doing that. So, very, very well done. Very well done. You know, and as I said before in this video, ESU lock sound is the best. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to send off the 2 units that have sound, and so you can see them go by. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it for today. This is Sensation, signing off. See you later.